and how they loaded him into the truck and rushed him to the hospital after he had stepped on the landmine that caused his wound. And he said, and so as I was in the truck, I could feel my life draining from me. And I never felt more dead. And so when they got me to the hospital, there were so many open veins, he said. They didn't have to hook me up to anything. He said they were able to just do the blood transfusions through my open veins. I wanted, if you'd missed this sermon, I really wanted you to hear it. And so then he said, I was lying there on the table and I could feel my life returning to me. The blood transfusions began, and then I could feel my life returning. And then he goes, the blood of Christ, it's like that. Listen, and then you reap the remarkable richness, of this cultural diversity we have here. And then you hear it musically. There are things that come out of the gospel tradition in music that you won't hear anywhere else. You won't hear something like, were you there when they crucified my Lord? Or no one has a better song, I don't think, for Good Friday than Calvary. But then, for the presence, for the real presence of the Eucharist, Jesus is here right now. You don't hear that in another tradition. Oh Lord, fix me. That's just a great gospel piece of music. And then when I was helping to put together the Spanish hymnal, there were things in there that it was like, wow, they really put this in an interesting way. Abre tu tienda, Señor. Lord, open your shop. What a great way to think about that, Of course, none of us can ever think about the calling of the disciples in the same way, now that we all know pescador de hombres, Lord, when you came to the seaside. There is just tremendous harvest that we reap when we listen to the music of the various cultures that God has brought here. And of course, it's not just in the music. It's when you meet someone and you say, what is God doing in your life? And you hear that cross-culturally, and you go, oh yeah. We really are able to hear Jesus in so many cultures here, in ways that we might not have been able to hear him if there was just one of us. Sets up a banquet like this. I just also want to thank the rest of the committee for this remarkable event. So beautifully planned and just lavish in every way. It really does speak of, it's a foretaste of things to come. It's hard to imagine that it could really get much better, Richness of tradition in the Catholic Church. And I am very, very grateful to have been here. I didn't know you were going to be singing. I found a treasure in a field. And when I prepared these remarks, I wanted to conclude, and I think I still will, with a witness and a prayer. And that is simply to say, I found a treasure in a field that neither death nor life can steal. May you give all you have and all that you are to hold this treasure as your own. Thank you.